Welcome! While coming to our museum on the street, the external appearance of Turkey has already welcomed you. On these screens you can find the bulletin on the freedom of expression in Turkey and the humorous reactions from the society to what happens. Let's now click on the door and enter the museum again. On my table there are maps of the museum. If you wish, you may click on and take one. But let me first give you a quick tour. In the entrance hall, if we go left or right, we walk around today. On the left hallway, there is first the room of the prosecutor. Also a long queue at his door. Inside, somebody testifies. Click on it. There is the current list of people against whom investigations are opened. And when you click on the names, the stories of each. In each hall, there is the back button, which will take you back to the previous step. Let's click on it and go back to the hallway. The second room in the left hallway is the courtroom. If you click on the defendants in the cages, there is the list of people who are still on trial and what they are charged with. There are two exit doors of the courtroom. One goes to acquittal and the other to penalty. However, the penalties are in various forms. Some are turned into penalty fines, some are postponed. But if you get one more penalty, you have both of them simultaneously. And of course, there is prison. But there's another room in this hallway. Cover-up. What is that supposed to mean? Wow, this looks like a horror movie. All sorts of crimes are committed, but the government does not see, hear, or speak of whatever it doesn't want to see, hear, or speak about. We call this situation impunity, and it is a sickness fought against all over the world. There are other things in the right hallway. First, an elevator, but we will go up to the other floors later. Our first stop is the prison. But this prison is old. Now they are more modern. People are not in collective wards. Now they are suffering in completely white, isolated chambers. Yes, the thought criminals in this museum mostly lived in these collective wards. The cash was a property of those prisons, for example, where very private belongings were hidden. Exile. It was another destiny waiting for the possessors of unwanted opinions. Not only the corners of the country difficult to reach, all corners of the world hosted our exiles. And yet we are spread all over the world. This is the most impossible cemetery ever. The victims of March 12th, September 12th, right beside Menderes and his friends lying in Istanbul, and Necip Fazıl. Nazım Hikmet lying in Moscow is very close to Yılmaz Güney lying in Paris, to Ahmet Kaya, to Musa Anter lying in Zivinge village of Nusaybin. İskilipli Atıf Hoca, whose grave is not known where, is also here. So is Sabahattin Ali. You may leave them flowers if you wish, or 2 lines in the Book of Condolences. You're going to ask what does dal supposed to mean this time, and you better not ask what it is. DAL is an institution heard in the 1971 military regime. The expanded name of it is Deep Research's Laboratory. And what is being researched on? Who is in the cell? No, you can't enter the cell without interrogation. Our main hallway and the sideways on it stretching to the 2 directions. Let's look at some of them. On one side we have literature, and on the other we have the violations and victims of freedom of expression in the branches of press and media. When you click on the door, you encounter a list first, and when you click on the names, you may continue your journey just like this, going back and forth in the rooms. Just like this, different courtyards, different hallways on different topics, and a room for each person. You tour around the hallways and rooms as your pleasure. But I would definitely recommend you not to miss the absurd room. It's not a joke, it's a real thing. In a village schoolyard, on a sloppy pedestal, there is a bust of Atatürk. A cow named Gülsüm enters the schoolyard while the kids were in class. And when it hits the pedestal, the bust falls and shatters. The next day come the gendarmeries, prosecutors. What investigations! The owner of the cow takes the cow, flees to the neighboring village. When the reason was asked, "I don't know, sir," he says. I was afraid that they would put Gusum on trial and condemn her to death. And this is a time tunnel, going back in time from today. In this tunnel, there are stories of the events and the places, not the people. And yes, we have left the elevator and the other floors to discover later. The elevator takes us to the floors of legislations and rights, to the administrative building, and to your contributions section. You may discover the first three by yourself, but I would like to draw your attention to your contribution section. We have opened this museum symbolically by opening one or more rooms in each floor and hallway. Our museum will be completed with joint efforts and collective contribution. Please do share with us any document and information you have that you think is related with our museum. This museum eternalizes our common embarrassments. Let's share the honor of doing this for the first time. The global network, where we also take part in defending and promoting freedom of expression, IFEX did not only support us, but also started a campaign for our museum to be globally known. The reason is our museum software is open source. That means any institution can use this base, building their own museum on top of it. Just imagine, 3 more buttons on the door of Nazim, like Greece, Chile, France. When you click on them, you enter the rooms of Ritsos, of Neruda, of Aragon. All museums in the world combined on the internet. What a dream, you say? Yes, a dream. But this exact museum was a dream 2 years ago.
Hello! I would take a few minutes of yours to introduce an interesting project from Istanbul, Turkey. See this pretty building? The construction is going on at the inside, and we hope at the beginning of 2014 we will invite you to the opening ceremony of the Museum of Crimes of Thought.
And today it is a reality. People live in this universe as long as they dream.